Welcome to the Cell Soul Source podcast, where you can expect conversations about the Akashic records and how to rewrite your limiting beliefs so you can finally be free and prosperous. Discover your energy bodies as the communication system between your human, your higher self, and the field. This is otherworldly energetics made practical to shift your reality. Your divine inheritance of having your earthly needs met and receiving all of your heart's desires starts now. Most people have no idea they even have a bliss body, never mind how to access it and why you should even care. But in this episode, we are going to make energetics practical to actually shift your reality. I mean, first of all, bliss. Who wouldn't want to be in their bliss body, whatever that might be, right? Exactly. And in today's episode, we are going to dive into what it is, how to know when you're in it, and why it is the key to living a life you absolutely love. You have 5 energy bodies. So think about the outline of a human body. That is your physical body. It is your most dense energetic layer. Then imagine like Russian nesting dolls, another layer of energy inside that. That's a little bit less dense. It's a little bit more refined. Well, that is your energetic body. Inside that is another layer. The energy is even more refined. This is called your emotional body. And if we carry on deeper still into the body, there's another layer, and the energy here is really fine. Now the energy becomes really subtle, and that's your wisdom body. And the final layer, the most subtle energy, is called your bliss body. Now, we describe them as separate layers so that we can understand what each one does, but they interweave, like your nervous system and your cardiovascular system. We describe them separately, but they influence each other so much that they can't truly be separated. Your bliss body is the energy of newborn baby perfect. Imagine there's nothing to fix, nothing to heal or chase or do or become. It's already pure, innocent, and divine. You don't expect a newborn baby to perform any tricks to be worthy. It simply already is worthy. Now I want you to imagine a time when you felt this way. Maybe you were driving over the brow of a hill when the sun falls across the horizon just right. It makes those rays of sunshine. Maybe you've got your sunglasses on, you're the perfect temperature, your favorite song comes on the radio, and life in that moment is pure bliss, regardless of outer circumstances. No matter what just happened in your day or what you're walking into when you get to your destination, that email you still have to deal with after dinner, none of it matters in that moment. That moment feels holy. It's joyful. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Maybe you felt this looking into your child's eyes or one of your animal's eyes, watching a sunrise or sipping coffee in the morning and just staring out the window and looking at the birds. It's that contented feeling of bliss, that in that moment everything is perfect. And it's a visceral, it's a somatic recognition. It's not something that you necessarily intellectually understand. It's something you feel in your body. And the game is to learn how to access this how to access your bliss body intentionally. And then can you imagine living most of your day from that space? The guy who cuts you off in traffic is just not a problem. The email you get at work is just not a problem. So notice how life things don't just suddenly stop happening because you're in your bliss body, but your reaction to them is completely different. It's as though the charge from that situation is miraculously dissolved in your field before it even gets to you, because you are broadcasting this frequency of bliss. Now imagine if more people were in their bliss bodies more of the time. We would have less arguments, fewer fights, more clarity, more conversations, more discussions, and more solutions. And wouldn't that be wonderful? So when I'm taking someone through an activation, we are accessing your bliss body. Because your brainwaves slow down from beta. Beta is, when you're multitasking and you're in the busy work, you're in the happenings of life. And when you meditate, you drop down into alpha brainwaves. Your brainwaves slow down. But then it's possible to go into even deeper states, into theta, sometimes delta waves, where you enter what's called a hypnagogic state. And this is the state that's necessary for neuroplasticity. If you are rewriting old programs with new ones, you are using neuroplasticity. And so this state becomes really important. All sorts of physiological changes happen in that state as well, around your blood cells and blood glucose and happy hormones. But there's even more. Inside your bliss body is your fractal of source energy. Inside your bliss body is consciousness itself. All that is. Now you see why this is called the Soul Soul Source podcast. In that fractal is every energy and every dimension. Your unique combination of energies, unlike any other human on this planet. And that's where the seed of your purpose lives. That's where your desires come from. Your body was coded with them before you came. And your desires are instructions that are coming from inside you. It's like a little GPS signal broadcasting from inside your bliss body going, I want to be happy, or I want to have a great relationship, or I want money or a fancy house or a yacht. Whatever it is not random. You're not greedy. It's not lustful. It doesn't somehow make you less spiritual or a bad human. It's coming from inside you, and you are meant to figure out how to experience it in this lifetime. That desire was placed there because your higher self knew if you followed that signal, you would uncover all your unconsciously held beliefs. You'd be able to find them and rewrite them. You'd start to figure out your purpose along the way. All those little breadcrumbs would start dropping in. And you'd live happily ever after with your yacht, or whatever it is that you desire. Your desire is a pulse. It is a spark of energy that mobilizes you. And that's why I always say, allow yourself to want what you want. It's the spark that mobilizes your energy. And your purpose is a seed inside your bliss body waiting for you to hear that instruction. But most people are too busy, doing too much, doing it too fast, trying to do it all too perfectly so they can't hear it. But when you can access that layer and you can follow those instructions regardless of all outer appearances, regardless of all outer circumstances, it means you can silence out all the other white noise and start to be guided by those instructions. And then it starts to filter back out through all the layers of your energy bodies. It filters out to your wisdom body. Your intuition gets louder. Your downloads become more frequent. Then it goes out into your emotional bodies. Your emotions stay in a higher range. If you are familiar with the Hawkins map of consciousness, where emotions are related to different frequencies. So shame, for example, sits at about 20. Love, they say, is 500. Peace is up at 600. When your emotions are able to stay in those higher ranges, you're more likely to be merciful, hopeful, optimistic. And this is never to say that other emotions are less than. All emotions are simply information. No emotion is good or bad. Then that bliss starts to filter out through your energetic body. You're more likely to have consistent energy all day long instead of those highs and lows, because you're ultimately doing more of the things that give you energy, that fuel you, that you love. And then it filters into your physical body, the last energy body, the most dense energy body. You're more likely to make better choices about what you consume and how you move your body. I have practiced yoga for many, many years, so it's fair to say I have done the same moves quite a few times. But I can do a posture like I'm doing it for the first time, with the same awe and wonder about how it feels in my body in that moment. Your mundane daily tasks start to feel like a prayer. Jason was unloading the dishwasher the other day, and he was so present that he accidentally accessed his bliss body. He said it became like a meditation. He has a martial arts background, so he can relate to that level of devotion that you see in the Japanese arts, for doing their daily tasks. So raising your vibration and enlightenment and ascension and raising your consciousness, whatever you want to call it, all happens through your body. It's not some place you attain out there in the cosmos, or only on your yoga mat, or when you're on retreat. It's inside you. You might touch on those things in those various places, but when you can make the pilgrimage into your own body and bring it into all your daily choices, it's magical. It's magical, and it will set you free. And that's when you start living divine will and finding your divine purpose and feeling your sovereign divinity in your humanity. And that is the freedom that your human is searching for. Let me know your takeaways from this episode. Go and start to notice those moments of bliss. Notice when you accidentally slip into it, and just take note of it so you can start to feel, this is what she's talking about. And once you feel it, of course you're going to want to stay there more often. So DM me on Instagram. As always, I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast. If this episode spoke to you, please follow, review, and share until every man, woman, and child remembers their own sovereign divinity. I'm rooting for you. we rise together.